Huygens was surprised to discover that if he hung two of his pendulum clocks from a common support, that is, a wooden bar supported by the two chairs, the devices kept relative pace to each other. The two pendulums always swung at the same frequency, although in opposite directions to each other. According to Huygens reports, it took the two pendulums about half an hour to reach this out-of-phase synchronization. What is this synchronization? How the motion of two pendulums can become identical? How are they connected to each other? Let's get answers to all of these questions now. Hello everyone, welcome to the Explorers. Today let's see about the secret of synchronized pendulums. Before stepping into the video, let's see some basic terms and concepts about pendulums. First thing is phase of a pendulum. The phase is the starting position of a pendulum. That is where time t equals to 0. Let me explain about phase by taking a simple example. For instance, if two pendulums are started at t equals to 0 in exact same position, they will still be in same position at some future time t. No matter how far ahead we look, we can say that these pendulums are in phase because their motion is perfectly correlated. On the other hand, if you start the pendulums at different times, say that pendulum 1 is always a half second ahead of pendulum 2, then pendulum 1 will remain ahead of pendulum 2 forever. The two pendulums will have identical equations of motion, but they are out of phase because they will never be in same place at same time. The fact that the pairs of moving pendulums can become synchronized was first observed by the great Dutch scientist Christian Huygens back in the 17th century. So what is this synchronization? Synchronization means two or more events happening at same time. It is one of the most common phenomena in nature. Ballet dancers moving harmony to the rhythm of music, violinists in an orchestra playing perfectly in concert, a school of fish swimming gracefully together in sea, extending from unconscious entities to normal human beings. It's even an Olympic sport is in the form of synchronized swimming or diving. Synchronization is essential to life too. Pacemaker cells, for example, have to fire electrical discharges synchronously to ensure our heart beats properly. For physicists, synchronization is particularly fascinating in inert systems. Synchronized pendulums still have today's researchers scratching their heads. Let me give a simple example for synchronization before our main topic. This experiment is on the metronome. A metronome is a device that produces a steady pulse to keep musicians play in time. The pulse is measured in BPM, beats per minute, similar to our heartbeat. The experiment goes like this. Place two identical metronomes on a wooden bar mounted on two cans, and we will find the rhythms of these mechanical devices can synchronize within minutes or even in seconds. But how do the metronomes decide to reach a common rhythm? And more importantly, why do they do this? To answer those questions, we need to wind back to the 17th century and enter the world of Christian Huygens, perhaps the greatest Dutch scientist of all time. Huygens also made various inventions, including the pendulum clock, which he believed could help to solve one of the greatest scientific challenges of the day. Lacking the location technology we take for granted today, sailors had to determine the latitude by estimating the height of the sun above the horizon and the angle its rays make with the Earth's equator. However, there had no physical reference for determining their longitude, that is, how far east or west their ship was at the sea. Most ideas for solving the longitude problem consisted of determining the differences between the local time obtained from the sun and the reference time at port from where the ship had set sail. But Huygens wanted to show that his pendulum clocks would be the answer by providing a reliable and accurate reference time to the sailors. While working on the longitude problem, however, Huygens was surprised to discover that if he hung two of his pendulum clocks from a common support, that is, a wooden bar supported by two chairs, the devices kept pace relative to each other. The two pendulums always swung at the same frequency, although in opposite directions to each other. According to Huygens' report, it took the two pendulums about half an hour to reach this out-of-phase synchronization. So here it completes our first video. In next video we will see what's the research progress on this phenomena, how the mystery got solved, and what's our final conclusion. I hope you'd all love this video, and thanks for watching.